there was times where I had spidey senses, and I was like, something's off. Something's off. I need to get out, bro. Kidding out and looking. Goal. That is what is up, champs. Xavier, aka Champion Trucker, back in the truck. Actually, well, yes, for me back in the truck, but for you guys, welcome to the truck. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood, and it's not even my neighborhood. This is actually a location. Anyway, so thank you guys so much for being patient. I know that a lot of you have been waiting for this video. The moment when I got my CDL, a lot has just happened. I do apologize. I really want to give you guys a whole bunch of content, but it just a lot of things have happened. Getting my CDL, getting my truck, going out there for my very first week, which has already been passed. I'm on my second week. But I wanted to give you guys a really good overview of what's going on. You're gonna get 2 videos in one day, same shirt and everything, because I'm gonna do the next video right after this, which is gonna be the truck tour. There's a couple of things that I really suggest that you guys should get, and there's a couple of things that you could do without, but ultimately make it your own overall, because you're gonna hear this a lot. You are the captain of your ship. You know, for the most part, Schneider is entrusting you with their equipment. Overall, you're going to have to be the person to decide what you have to do in this vehicle. But if you're thinking about joining Schneider, make sure to let your recruiter know that, hey, driver 1159904 has just kind of got me on board with Schneider. Now, I'm going to let you guys know, my first week wasn't easy, and it was actually very frustrating, and it was not the best experience. I'm going to tell you up front, because I can sit here and tell you, hey, go with Schneider, go with Schneider. But I want you guys to have a full confidence in what you're getting yourself into before you even go with Schneider. Because ultimately, your experience isn't going to be different regardless if you go to a different company. Well, it might be different. It might not be that good, or it might be better. I don't know. But I do know what Schneider's like, and it hasn't been all that bad. But anyway, so I got my CDL. Woo! Awesome. You know, that's fantastic, right? And pretty much after I got done with my T, I got back to Indiana, spent the weekend, or actually, yeah, Saturday I got back, spent the weekend with my family, and then Monday, that's when stress just started to kick in, and it started kicking my butt, man. And oh man, I have to say this, and I'm please listen to me. Come closer. All right, close. Okay, back up. You're way too close. Let's just restart right there. Okay, you're gonna get in your own way. You're going to be your worst enemy, not anybody out there, because ultimately you're going to be taking this test. People could tell you what to do, they could tell you what helps them, but you need to realize that you are the controller of your destiny. What's going to happen, what's going to benefit you overall at the end of the day. Okay, so with that being said, I was doing really good. They start teaching you straight line. Straight line's not difficult. You go from straight line to, after straight line, you go to parallel, or excuse me, offset, and then parallel. Offset is the same thing as parallel, pretty much. It's just the same thing, but with just straight line backing. That's it. I wish all you needed to do for the test is just offset, because you demonstrate all 3 in one. But I did really good. I was the demonstrator at first, and I did really good. I was very confident in my stuff, and then I just went downhill. I didn't know what happened, but the guy that helps you back there, he was like, "You're not going to train today." Or the next day came, Tuesday, still was kind of struggling, and he was like, "You're not testing today," and I was super sad. You know, I told him, "Hey, I can do this." He was like, I said, "I promise I will not fail you," and he was like, "I don't run on promises." So that hurt me even more. But I ended up testing, and I passed on my very first try. So no cap on that. So Yay! CDL. After you get your CDL, you just go to the BMV at your local BMV, DMV, whatever the name of it. It's all the same at the end of the day. It has to do with vehicles. So I got mines on Wednesday. I got my temporary and everything and sent that in. And they were like, okay, let's get your truck Thursday. I'm like, whoa, what? They told me I could take some time off and everything. But they said, hey, how soon you want to get on the road? I told them Monday. I thought that was soon, but apparently that was late. I got my truck Thursday, and you know, you could take the time that you want. Just be aware that your DTL might pressure you to get your truck early. They might be like, oh, we don't know how many trucks. At the end of the day, they need you, okay? Or they don't need you, but they need you to make money, right? And so if you think, hey, I need the weekend or I need this time to kind of like relax, I haven't been home for a long time. For me, I was already home. But if you need that time, don't be afraid to take it, okay? I understand. Man, it's hard being on the road or being gone from my family for 2 weeks. I can't imagine how long, you know, for all of you that has gone for 6 weeks, on 5 to 6 weeks, how that must feel. So take the time that you need. You deserve it. You worked your butt off to prove that you can do this, right? So let's get into what happened. So I got my truck, and I got a 2017 for my very first truck, and thankfully, you know, the mechanic that I was talking to is a really awesome guy. We were chatting, and I was just, you know, just being my normal me, and we were chatting. He's prior service, I'm prior service. We get into it. And you know, I leave and I walk and I get my stuff, and I'm starting to kind of load things on there, and I get a call from my DTL, and she's like, hey, we got a newer truck that we can put you in. And I was like, oh snap. Apparently the mechanic, he really helped me out. He got me a 2018. It's a year newer, you know, and he was like, man, I thought it was gonna be newer than that. I was like, man, this is good. This is good. The first truck I didn't feel good in. I honestly didn't. I didn't get good vibes from it. But this truck that I'm in right now, it's been good. Other than my lane assist sensor, it keeps going off because it's broken. So that's annoying when I'm trying to sleep. But anyway, with that being said, you know, I'll get that fixed when I get back to the OC. It hasn't been anything detrimental, but I got my work assignment on Friday, and for some reason it wasn't going to my tablet, so things were already going downhill from the start. I wasn't getting my work assignment. They told me I was going to be doing a local run, and then Saturday they'll figure out where we're going. Well, you know, I got all the, like, my local things that I needed for that day in the truck. I didn't get my whole entire let's go out for 5 to 6 days gear. So they told me, hey, you know, you're gonna be out going to Jacksonville, Florida. I was like, well, this was unexpected. You guys told me local. What happened to that? Anyway, so yeah, that blew my mind. That absolutely blew my mind. Jacksonville, Florida, first place to go. Not Kentucky, not somewhere close. No, let's go all the way down south. Now, getting down there wasn't bad. It wasn't actually bad. It was smooth sailing to Atlanta, getting my clock super close to 30 minutes. And let me tell you, I got better than that. You know, I'm not getting my clock ever that close. And thankfully, you know, Schneider's, typically everybody that works here looks out for each other. A lease operator was like, hey, let me help you back up. It was backing up around a trailer in a tight space. You know, now I can do it retrospectively, but then I was very nervous. I was running low on my clock. I was tired. It was night. Never driven at night before. So yeah, not all that fantastic. It wasn't until the next day when I had to go to Jacksonville, Florida, did a little bit of a drive, got there on time, and I couldn't figure out, you know, where to park. Now, mind you, I was in a day cab, so I didn't know about what time I should go to a pilot, what time I should go to a rest area. going down south, now I know you want to get a parking space at 3 to 4 o'clock, period. 5, 6, you're pushing it. 7, 8, forget about it. Unless you want to pay that $15 reservation fee, $12 determining on the location, forget about it. Now, out west, so far, it's Monday. It's been parking galore, man. It's crazy. I go to a rest stop. There's been like 20 spaces open. I'm like, okay. Obviously, you want to go to a Pilot, ideally. The closest one that I went to here, I'm gonna pay for a shower, is Love's. But you know, you want to use your points. I got a whole bunch of points at Pilot, but I just can't get to a Pilot. It's like way too far down the road, and I don't want to run my clock that close. It's like literally 15 minutes close. I ain't doing that, and there's no guarantee park. I didn't know where to park. I was stressing about that. My clock was still, it was good. I had 3 hours left, but I had to figure out where I needed to go. Didn't know about going to drop yards, so be mindful in the navigation, Schneider's navigation system. There are drop yards, there's truck stops, there's everything. But also do your due diligence by parking in a location you know you can get out of. Ideally, if you know at 12 o'clock there's an open rest area, and you want to take your 30-minute break, start trip planning right there. That's what I'm doing now, and it feels good to actually know now what I should have been doing, because when I got out of here first week I was flustered. I didn't know what was going on, and now I know, and this information will help you. You're still gonna make mistakes, but as long as you're not making a mistake that's going to catastrophically damage you in the long run, mistakes can be learned from. It can be corrected. Well, it can be corrected in the future, but in that moment, just learn from it. Because I made so many mistakes, like going into a Walmart. I parallel parked in a Walmart. I had to maneuver over the carts, like the little cars. I impressed myself. Now, my account that I was on, it said no touch freight, and it kind of made it seem like the perfect position. Well, I would take the job description that you guys read for the grain of salt that it should be taken, because I had to break down 5 pallets at one of the stops, and my stops are smaller than, no, they're about the same size as a Dollar General account. So like I passed by and I saw that this one truck had to literally its tractor was like this and the trailer was like this just to back into it. That's what I had to do. It was so small of a maneuverability location that I had to do. But it makes you into a better driver. Does it scare the bejesus out of you? Heck yeah, man. Heck yeah. But it made me realize, you know, get out and look. I'm gonna be honest, I don't hate myself, but I really dislike myself when I think, hey, I don't need to get out. Man, there was times where I had spidey senses, and I was like, something's off. I need to get out, bro. Getting out and looking, goal. That is goal. So seriously, do it. It doesn't, no, I mean, I don't have a CB radio, so I can't hear what the heck other people are saying, nor do I care, nor do I want a CB radio. But you know, with that being said, I had to break down pallet. They're not very heavy, but it was time consuming. Got my load done, and things just got worse because I had to pick up a new load, drop my empty, pick up a loaded trailer for a different account. And you know, Schneider doesn't like to do empty miles. If they don't have to, they'll broker a load for somebody else to pick it up. I picked up a Georgia Pacific account, and I knew that these accounts, my TE talked about how he was on this account and he didn't like it so much. Well, I don't like it at all because it set me up for a little bit of a failure, but a lesson that I definitely learned. So I needed to get to a scale. After I picked up the load, they couldn't figure out a trailer number for it and whatnot. It took them a while for me to get that, and then finally I got it, and I tugged. I was like, man, this thing is heavy. I was like, I looked at the bill of lading. I looked at the weight. It was 39,000. I looked up a scale with Schneider's navigation. How you're not going to do that no more. Don't do that. Download the CAT scale app on your phone. Type it in. If you only have navigation on your tablet, then just type in what you got on your phone while you're on your waiting trip planning, and make sure that you sit in your passenger seat if the vehicle is on, because you do not want to get a ticket while you're sitting down, because yeah, it'll be a mistake if you're sitting down in your driver's seat with your phone in the hand, because that's considered driving. You don't want a ticket. Just don't do it. Doesn't matter if it's 5 minutes, 3 minutes. You don't want a ticket. Just squat right next to it and type it in. So, little word to y'all. Well, the next one would have been like 36 miles away, I think, maybe even further than that. And I was like, okay, 36 miles, probably that's like 45 minutes. I can do that. There shouldn't be any DOT scales. Boom, my mistake. And I'm gonna call myself out. You know, at the moment, I didn't want to. I didn't want to take responsibility. I didn't want to do that. Who the heck wants to be responsible for a mistake? But I made a mistake. And the cherry wine was off to my left, and I went there recently to use a restroom. It was very difficult to maneuver in that location, but maneuverability was present. You could, well, no, it was not. It was full. That cherry wine was full. It was like a gas station, diesel station, and a CAT scale there, but it was full. And I was like, okay, I'll do the 36 mile away. Hopefully it's better. It said it was like a Pilot or something like that, and I'll have a lot more space. Well, you know, there was a closer deal. There was a different scale, a closer one, the DOT scale. And thank God my weight wasn't over 80,000. And this is what's considered a blind load, because you don't know what's on your axles. My steer tires were good. They were within regulation. My drive was in regulation. My tandems were over 4,000 pounds. There ain't no shifting. Each hole is 250 pounds. Well, I didn't have the room to shift it. And the officer was, you know, he did go on there, and he kind of like measured it out, seeing if it was possible for me to slide my tandems. There was no way. So I got a ticket for not personally, Schneider got a ticket, but they'll make me pay for it. And guess how much that cost? $200. That's a $200 mistake I will never make again. You want to scale each and every load that you get. Point blank, period. Nothing if and or about it. I should have waited at the place I was, and I should have waited maybe a little bit, and then I get the scale, and guess what? I would have been fine. I would have had enough hour on my clock to do what I needed to do, get to Atlanta OC, and be all good. But I didn't want to do that. I wanted to get to the 36 mile one, and Schneider will look at it and they'll be like, yeah, you're new, but hey, we trained you, so here's a ticket. Not the ticket, but like, here's the bill. And just seriously, if you're gonna be late, be late, man. I wasn't gonna be late. I didn't have an appointment time. But just don't rush, or wait, or do something. Figure out something. Just don't go on the interstate or highway, the interstate really, but just don't get on the interstate. Just find a scale with the CAT scale app, and you'll be good. But I learned my lesson. You know, going down south, parking wise, 4, 5, you might find some parking. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. No. Unless you want to pay that $15, $12. Going out west, I'm fine. Going out west is nothing. It really, there's a lot of parking out here, but there's no OC. That's the only downside. There is some south of me, but I'm not going that way. And that's why I say I'm glad I made this video a week and some days later, because I would have had a very emotional charged video, angry at the world and what was going on, when I'm glad I got to sit back and think about it, and think about how bad it could have actually been if it was overweight, how bad other things could have happened if it actually happened. And all I gotta say is thank God. Did I really have a horrible week? I wouldn't say I didn't have I wouldn't say I had a horrible week, but I wouldn't say I had a great one, especially for my first week. But I learned I learned from my mistakes, and now I know this week I should have started a lot earlier than I planned. I mean, I'm not gonna be late or anything, but I definitely wish I was a lot more ahead than I truly am. But yeah, did I question that? Do I want to become a truck driver? Did I question why do I want to do this and everything like that? Yeah, because I was in an emotional state, a very emotional state, and that is what kills you. That's why people on Twitter usually get canceled. That's why people that make a YouTube video right after something happens, why they get into trouble. It's because they don't really think. And I had a whole bunch of people surrounding me to tell me, think about it before you do it. And so think about, if your situation is really that bad, then yeah, there will be people that'll tell you, yeah, that was pretty bad. Did I get a load that hopefully I should have got? Could I got it in a different load? Yes. I end up getting a load that I had to shift my tandem still, but it was within regulation. Don't quit. That's my biggest thing. Don't quit saying that I can go off with another place or anything like that. You can run everywhere in the world, but you can't run away from your problems. You can't run away from responsibility. You know, and as I get older and older, and I'm only 24, but as I get older and older, I'm learning that. And that's a key piece right there. Running away. You can't do that. Sometimes you're going to have to face your problem head on and realize you got to correct this. Or it's just going to, that pattern is going to stay the same over and over. But thank you guys so much for watching this video. I greatly appreciate each and every one of you. We hit 250 subscribers. I truly am thankful. And I'll try to get better at the upload schedule. The next one that you should receive is a truck tour. It's nothing too special, nothing major, but it will definitely help you out here on the road if you want to get a head start. You see plenty of truck tours out there most likely, but you haven't seen mine. We're gonna make it MTV style, baby. Alright, with that being said, if this video helped you out and you want to go to Schneider, make sure to tell your recruiter driver 115-9904. And I'll greatly appreciate it. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.